Hello there, welcome back to Colonial Aztecs. Last time, well, I realized that Colonial Brazil could actually, or Aztec Brazil could actually pop up by basically not having a land connection to everything, which means that I could have learned this sooner by basically just conquering this entire area. I didn't, which is probably a good thing. But I decided to go back because, again, that is one of the benefits of this game. It's just to avoid fuck-ups and just see how well or poorly I do when everything is more or less under control. Second of all, that could potentially lead to some disastrous effect with the Caribbean becoming a colonial nation, and if that actually happens, then well, they definitely need to look on North and South America as a single piece of land, most likely. Basically, if you have connected land from north to south, even if I colonize 6 provinces here in a bunch, they should not become a colonial nation. Unless, or rather give you the choice, do you want to create a colonial nation, or do you want to keep your own land? That's basically what I would prefer and want from the current situation. But yeah, we are basically back. As you can see here, we are back to basically just having siege this Portuguese island. And we're probably just going to slowly but surely make our way eastward then through colonization efforts. And hopefully then I can also block out the potential colonization of Portugal and also Castile in the Caribbean, as well as North and South America. So that's going to be kind of interesting. But we'll continue here. If anything interesting happens, I'll show you. If not, I'll just keep on going. And there we actually have the interesting part. If my troops survive or not is of course another entirely different question. Probably going to be a no, because I remember it was a no in the last time. But at least here I can get rid of the Castilian fleet, which of course is wonderful. And I'll also here go ahead and send this fleet back home to I think we'll just get these 8,000 men. That should probably be enough. And we'll also put a leader on that squad as soon as we actually get the military power to do so. I think that is a very fair assessment of the situation. We also need to get our inflation under control here. Unfortunately, it's just skyrocketing thanks to our current setup. Panaiba has now become a and the funny thing is they actually become cores themselves. I should probably have realized it then, that if I colonize more, then I'm going to get screwed. On the positive side, this means that I could potentially just create 4 colonies in an area, then join them up with the rest, and that would again give me a very cheap and very easy way to get advantages up and running, which of course is something that I will be looking into and would be really happy to have happen. But we'll just have to let it go for a couple of seconds. Anyways, I'm going to build a couple of horses, I think, and then we'll get our ships repaired, and we'll go back to good old Europe and take the Portuguese and Castilian islands. And I'll probably also actually set up a attack force of probably 30,000 even men that I'll be sending to Portugal itself, probably to Castile to siege a couple of provinces and then make peace. But we'll have to see, because it's basically just a more of a what if scenario right now. You can also get a leader, so we'll do that, because it didn't actually seem like I had one. I have a fleet commander, so that's probably alright. We'll just send these troops there anyway. I should hopefully be able to win that battle. I hope. I should be better teched. Could you please just land and kill them? Yeah, that works. Ceará has now become a proper colony, so I need to be careful, because again, colony-wise, things are not looking too good. To fly. These guys can be moved there. And again, I'll just keep on playing this little game here with both Castile and Portugal, and probably I'll be able to come out on top. At least I can always hope so. I'll be making some more Latin Knights, of course, to supplement my army, and I'll use that to take the islands, and hopefully it should be easily done without too much, too many screw-ups, if you will. So with that, I'll just get going, and we'll see how this turns out. There we go, I have a 12,000 man army now that has recovered, and we're going to be sending that to the Canary Islands, because we do want to, again, get full control of the islands. Curacao has been turned into a city. We gained some tax and manpower from that, which is really good. Colonize St. Martin will give us colonial enthusiasm for 5 years, which is something that is really wonderful. Now, St. Martin should be in this area. There it is, right here. So I'll probably have to send a ship to fix that rather soon. I'll probably use a, well, 2,000 man army probably. And it shouldn't be an issue per se, because I do have one colony to go on before it becomes actually, well, crippling expensive. People out of our army because of quantity. That is perfectly alright. They might laugh as much as they want, but it's perfectly fine, because we should be able to even so beat this Castilian one, which is basically the thing that we find important right now. And of course, as long as I'm at war with Portugal, Castile and Aragon, they won't really be able to colonize in the area, and that is really what I'm going for here. So I'll keep on colonizing and try and secure the coastline, and most likely some of the northern coast as well. That means that our war here will probably not be done until the 1525, 1550 potentially. So it will be a long drawn out war for control over the area, which of course is going to be really, really interesting. But I do have one more colony incoming here, I think, if I'm not completely mistaken. Yeah, judging by how much money I'm making, I will have one more colony being created. I just need to figure out where the colony guy is, or if I'll actually set up one. Probably not, so that might be a bad idea. Let's just go ahead and take the last quantity idea, the expanded supply trains, land attrition minus 10%, which is actually fairly useful, and also land force modifier plus 50% should make it possible to send a 30-40k army into Europe, which of course will be a wonderful thing. And it should be enough to beat, if I focus on military tech now, the European forces. Also, if I roll a pretty good general, it will be more or less in the bag. So it'll be interesting how that goes, but we'll just have to wait and see. Now again, St. Martin will be the next target, and we'll colonize that one because we kind of want to and have to just speed up colonization a little bit. And I have no idea where it actually says where there we have them, 128 days, so I should be fine. 5 colonies is something I can run pretty easily. It's just me messing up how many colonies I actually had, and that had a negative effect here. Castile wants out. We'll decline that one because I want to keep Castile in. Again, we do want to take the Castilian island to kind of get them out of the race once and for all. But again, I'll just keep on colonizing. We'll be careful to not create another Colonial Brazil. And hopefully, I've learned a little bit from my mistakes. We'll just have to wait and see how this goes. There we go, colonial enthusiasm, which will help turn everything, well, big fast. Create an army, I think we'll create a fleet, because that'll probably be the more likely one, since I'll be needing a ton of transports, which I probably should start building already now, but we'll wait just a little while longer before we do that. I'll be right back. Aragon wants out. I can accept this, and the reason is really, really simple. Aragon does not actually have anything to offer me. And funnily enough here, Castile is actually under attack now by the French. We'll use caution because I don't need diplomatic power. And is Portugal too at war with the French? No, they're just at war with the Aztecs. But this could be a very good time to basically push into Castile. So I'm going to start the production of the forces necessary to do so. And we're going to create the 12k template, as I like to call it, the 8 regular, 4 horsemen. This is basically a pre-cannon template that I like to use. And we'll create that. We'll create the 3 armies. There we go. And of course, I'm going to be needing ships here to help with this. So let's just go with a 24k ship template or transport template. There we go. It's going to be kind of costly, but who cares? Now, I can't probably not build this. I'm a little bit unsure. Do I have enough money to build 24 ships? 13, 10. Yeah, I should have more than enough money to build those ships. And of course, it's going to take a while before it's done, but that's perfectly alright. 29 ducats left. Very good. Just within the boundary. And, well, with that, there's not really much else to say. We're pretty far ahead in admin tech. So I'm going to use this opportunity to reduce inflation by... I'm just going to get rid of mostly all the inflation. As you can see, I'm making a little bit more money with that, which of course is wonderful. The army maintenance, however, is going to go up. The fleet maintenance is going to go up here. So as you can see, it's going to be kind of harsh to keep on going with the same level of, well, use as I had before. Now, I didn't actually notice that these guys had sent a fleet here, which is kind of awkward, but it's what it is. And how old is actually my ruler? Should be around 67. So let's be perfectly honest here. With a 67-year-old ruler, it's perfectly alright to make said person a general, I think. And the reason I think so is basically just because of the fact they would most likely die soon anyways. Of course, it heightens the odds, but you need to take some chances to build an empire. Let's just go with that. And of course, the fact that I have an extra 12,000 men here will also be helpful. And I'll be reliant on basically the war between France and Castile to rage on for a little while longer here to actually make this work. But that should be fine. Now, there's actually a... We got an air, 422. Now, this on the other hand could be negative, because that means I will most definitely end up in the Regency. I was kind of banking on the odds here that I would get a Regency Council, but it's all fine, it works. Unfortunately, Castile is already done with their war, but in troop numbers, we should be perfectly capable to force Castile into giving us what we want here, which of course is wonderful. I'll also be looking into colonizing this thing before anyone else do. But the main concern is actually the colonial range of Portugal. I'll have to probably get the island that's somewhere here to make this a viable solution. But we'll just have to wait and see. I'll probably also, yeah, I didn't actually consider that. I have to send my explorer. I'm pretty sure I have an explorer on this ship. I'm going to have to send them. Sorry, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to take one bark and no leader, and I'm going to send this guy basically here to discover the road or the path to my lances. I can actually get my transport ships back, and then we will invade. I think we'll just invade Castile first, try and take Andalusia and Cadiz. That should be enough to get me the islands, and that should probably also be enough to keep Castile out of New World. Again, Portugal is going to be a harder nut to crack, just because of how their land is situated, set up, to be more precise. But as you can see, I can still support the extra troops. It's not a concern. The only concern now is if the ship that I sent will actually survive the journey, and it seems like it will not actually be an issue at all, which is of course wonderful. And apparently, the ships here decided to move on their own up to the area, which also is wonderful. But colonial-wise, we are also looking good here. We have a ton of colonies up and running already, so that's good. Now these guys will have to actually take a detour, which is also kind of wonderful. Now I'm wondering if I actually want to have 8,000 Portuguese troops just trapped on this island. Right now that's actually kind of beneficial, just kind of beneficial. But we'll have to see. I might just go ahead and wipe them out if the siege of this island finishes quickly. Then we will probably do said move. But doesn't seem like I'm lucky enough to get that done. Now please tell me that these transport ships won't actually just die on the journey. That would actually be a horrible miscalculation on my part, and thus I would have to probably be a little bit embarrassed. Now the Portuguese actually do have a fair amount of troops there now, so I think I'll just, yeah, I'll leave them be. I was about to say. Let's see here, population, sacrifice a human heart to appease the comet. Yes, sacrifice the heart to appease the comet gods. We'll boost our stability to actually +1 there, and I think we'll also go ahead and reduce war exhaustion, because there's no reason not to with 999 diplomatic power. And now we'll go back here and see if we can actually get the island Cape Verde back from the greedy Portuguese. And the funny thing is, they only have a transport fleet of 4,000. Come on here, what is this dark sorcery? There we go. And now I can actually join up the transports, and then everyone will be happy, hopefully, except for the Portuguese, because they are going to have 36,000 angry well, human heart sacrifices on their doorstep, and I'm going to laugh. But we'll prepare for the invasion of Portugal, and hopefully here it will be swift and painful. But it still depends to see how this will go. I'll probably just send everything in a bundle, and hopefully here, once I land, I won't end up in a situation where everything dies. But again, kind of hard to predict how this is going to go. I am, if not, yeah, I'm a little bit behind in military tech. I'm actually 2 levels behind in military in both of these. So 36,000 might actually not be enough, which could be a slight concern on my part, but we'll try. Worst case scenario, I lose 36,000 troops. Best case scenario, I have invaded the, Europe. We'll have to see how that goes next time. Thank you for watching. Please have a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like, and I'll see you around next time. Bye.